Well, here we are again at Cornwall, and it's a little harbour I stumbled on the last time I was down there, and it's called Portreath or Portreath, I don't know how you pronounce it, and it was quite a find really. It was had been quite a storm raging a couple of days before, and that can be really a gift when it comes to painting. To be out in these sort of dramatic skies and pounding surf, and actually the storm was that bad that it broke through the actual harbour wall. So there were frantic attempts when I was there to rebuild the wall further along there that had been breached with the pounding sort of surf. Now you see what I'm doing, because it's been like a stormy sort of sky. I'm dropping in some burnt umber mixed with the blue to give it that sort of, and I don't want to do much more than that really. That should be enough. And like you see, that'll dry so much later. Now you see, I can't do this headland because all this is still wet, but what I can do is go around somewhere else in the painting. So we'll do the harbour wall, and let's get a smaller brush, flat brush, and you want different colours in here with this harbour wall now. And actually the stonework is more red in colour as it gets rocketed basically, but as it comes out towards the end of the harbour wall, it's quite red in colour. So I'm going to, and I wanted to stand out against the pounding surf. So I've got to be careful. I'm leaving the white, and we'll come in with this a little bit here, but not so pronounced. There we go. And then see, I'm sort of, the top is flat, but the bottom, well, you can do what you like with the bottom because it's just sea anyway, so you haven't got to worry too much. And there we are. See, so the beauty of dropping all these colours in, and then they'll mix, and you'll get all these variations then. But the water will do the work, and that is the secret with watercolour. It's learning to just drop colours in and leave them. But that will do for the harbour wall there. So now what I might do is get the foreground in. You've got sand here. So let's put that there just like that. And then what I'll do, because some of it will be wet sand, I'm going to mix a light red with the blue and then see what this is like. Yeah, that'll do. That's okay. So, and I don't want to do it all because I want to let it mix. All the time you're looking for that variation, let the water do the work, and it's such a fast way of painting watercolour because there's two of you working together. There's yourself and the water, and you're working in partnership. Now you see, I can't do really any more than that for now. I'm saying that. Come on, let's I might regret this, but we'll see. You're going to have water here. That's the break of the end of a wave there. And so you'll have this water here like that. And I don't want to come to the end, the very end, or I'm going to pick up this colour I've got in here. So I've got to be a bit restrained. There we are, we've got away with that, look. And if I'm doing that, come on, let's get some of this lovely sort of lovely colour. I said the last time, the colours you get on the sea is down there. Now let's have a look. Got to remember where the light is going to be, where the waves are going to break. And there we go. You don't do much more than this. We're almost there now. And knowing when to, won't matter if that merges in there. We can always sort ourselves out with that. But there we go. Don't want much more than this at this stage at all. That's about it, really. There we go. Job done. Right, here we are now with our second stage. And again, you've got to allow colours to drop in and merge. And roughly just work out quietly where your lights are going to be, your darks, your just feel your way quietly around the painting. Don't get too bogged down in one particular area. Yes, when we called in here at Penrith, it was such a surprise. I never been here before, and I couldn't get over it quite really. And Gwyneth's sister and Gwyneth, they went for a walk round by the old cottages around the village, and I did a little bit of sketching down by the harbour, and then I went into a cafe there, and they were just starting before lockdown, so you had here and there some of these dog-friendly cafes opening, and so I went into this dog-friendly cafe and had a book with me and to have a good quiet read and just relax really. And when Gwyneth and her sister came back then, and I went up to get them a latte. On the counter, being a dog-friendly cafe, there were dog biscuits, and I got to be honest, I got to confess, I was tempted to put a dog biscuit on their saucer with their latte, just to see their expression on their faces, really. Only I know. I wouldn't have lived it down all holiday. But there we go. And there was one thing, taking Gwyneth's sister away, they could go off and I had peace of mind to paint, and everybody was happy. I'm going to get grass up on here now on this hill. So let's see how this works. I've got a lot of gouache on my palette from another painting I did, and it is mixing with the watercolour. That doesn't matter, or what does it matter? There's only one rule in painting, and that is there are no rules. Whatever works, isn't it? That's the beauty of it. So I'm putting darker green up in there, and back in there, and there we go. And you see, I can fine tune all of this with a thinner brush, and up on the headland here, you can't see, of course, but you've got this sort of, it's like a lookout feature up on there. See, now I could have painted around that, or some watercolourists would have used masking fluid, but never, that'll do as much. And when that's dry there, I can come in and do the same on here. This is quite a feature, actually, whatever it is, like a little shelter. Never seen one before, on the end of the harbour wall. And we'll come back and get the white in there. And what I'll do is, let's have a look here. You see, the light is coming from here, so this wave would be in shadow, you see. And then what I need to do is, where this is turning, need to just get that in. There's not a lot to surf, really. It's just studying and simplifying and just keeping it simple, that what you're doing will register as surf and be that bit convincing. And there we go. That's about it, really, for now. And what we'll have to do is, let's just try this. And you've got the actual end of the wave breaking back there. So I'm not being too fussy with it. I just want the effect. And what I can do now is get stronger colour in for the sort of pounding surf. And there's not a lot to this, really. It's just staggering it and And then when you go over it with the gouache, or the white gouache, it'll be quite effective. You'll see now in the finished painting. But really, there's not much more I can do at this stage than that. So perhaps I will show you one thing. Come on, I'll show you one thing. If I was to wet this foreground now, clear water. I should have used a squirrel brush so it wouldn't have picked up what's underneath really, but there we are. You learn all those things, but I'm in a rush at the moment. So if I was to get a dark brown in, watch now. And then if I mix the colours, see what I'm doing here now, mix the colours here like this. Let's go back to that blue again. And so again, we'll mix the colours. So what I'm doing, I'm getting the reflection of this in here. So let's pull him down that way. Let's get some of that blue in again as well, in there to vary it. Now, what you can do, if I get all the water out of this brush, like that, and let's just see how this works. You've got to get this right. If you do it too soon, the water will go back in and fill the gap up, and you don't want that. If you leave it too late, it won't work. So you've got to get the timing right. But look at that, see? And we'll do the same by here. And we can be going all over this and getting pebbles in and surf, and so it gives you some idea anyway. There we go.